What's good, Skins fans? Happy Sunday. So there's been a lot of things going on in the combine, a lot of things to get to. I've seen a lot of Redskins YouTubers put up videos over the weekend. I have not been able to get a chance to watch them, so I will watch them when I get done with my own video. But hey, man, there's just a lot of smoke, a lot of smoke, a lot of smoke screens. Now, of course, I do want to talk about Chase Young, his interview with Josina Anderson of ESPN. When she asked him which interview stood out the most to Chase Young, and he said the Washington Redskins. He did meet with Mr. Snyder. So that's very encouraging to hear that. Very encouraging. Mr. Snyder, or Daniel Snyder, whatever you want to call him, you know how he is. When he meets with guys and he wants to bring them in, he'll bring them in. We saw what he did with Josh Norman, where he didn't let Josh Norman leave the building until he got a contract done. We saw what he's done with free, like Albert Hainsworth, and just those are some bad free agent signings. But we just know when Dan wants his guy, he goes and gets his guy. We saw when he was at Ohio State Pro Day last year with Dwayne Haskins and McLaurin, and Bruce Allen was there, and he was chugging down the water. When we saw him at the Ohio State Pro Day, we kind of knew Haskins to DC was a done deal. A lot of people felt that way or knew that. So when you hear that, when he talked to the owner, and he talked to Daniel Snyder, to me, in my opinion, I think it's a done deal. Now, a lot of things could happen between April 23rd or whenever the draft is. A lot of things could go down. A lot of things could happen. A trade back could happen. Isaiah Simmons impressed. He was very impressive today or yesterday whenever he ran his 40. I want to say he ran like a 4.4 or might have ran a 4.3. I could be wrong. I can't remember. I think he had a 39-inch vertical. Some other measurables that really compare to Sean Taylor. So if we do trade back with the Dolphins and get 3 picks, for me it has to be 3 first-round picks and a second-round pick. It's got to be the RG3 haul that we gave to the Rams. It's got to be something similar to that. I think we could get that if we do keep doing this smoke screen with Tua, this BS Tua thing, saying that, oh, we want to bring him in to compete, and then Mel Kiper with his terrible take on it, Colin Cowherd's terrible take, the whole nation's terrible take, ESPN and Fox Sports with their terrible takes on this Tua mess. And so much to talk about. You know, I'll finish on Isaiah Simmons. If we do trade back, to me, I would take Isaiah Simmons. I wouldn't trade back personally, but if we do end up trading back and getting Isaiah Simmons, that is a good pick. That's a win in my opinion. Missing out on Chase Young is definitely a loss, and him falling to the Giants and having to play the Giants twice in a row, that would just be awful. Especially with Trent looking like he's out the door. We'll talk about Trent a little bit later in this video as well. But Isaiah Simmons, and then the 18th pick, you can go Henry Ruggs or whoever, Justin Jefferson. And then the 25th pick, you would get maybe Cole Kmet, the tight end out of Notre Dame or something like that. Or offensive tackle like Mekhi Becton out of Louisville. Because a lot of the linemen, Tristan Wirfs is going to be a top 15 pick. Andrew Thomas. There's a lot of guys that are going to be top because their draft stock went up with running the 40s and the reps and bench press and stuff like that. So Isaiah Simmons is an option to trade back. I don't want to trade back, but if we do, then you got to take Isaiah Simmons. I would take him over Jeffrey Okudah. I would take Isaiah Simmons instead of taking Jeffrey Okudah. That's just my opinion. But Chase Young to DC looks like, to me, I'm not going to say it's a done deal, but it looks like 80% or really 95% to me. I think it's going to be Chase Young. I'm not listening to these smoke screen stuff. It's stuff you got to do. I mean, I personally don't like it with Ron. I think I understand he wants to push Dwayne Haskins. He wants to make him work hard and stuff like that. But, the Phillip Rivers rumor is terrible. The Tua rumor is it just doesn't make sense. Bring him in to compete with Dwayne Haskins. If you're going to do that, then obviously you would do a Josh Rosen. You would trade Dwayne Haskins instead of bringing in competition. And then people are saying, what if Dwayne Haskins does beat out Tua Tagovailoa? What if that does happen? Then you basically wasted the second pick of the draft, and you're going to have to trade Tua now for a guy who lost to Dwayne Haskins, and people are going to be like, oh my gosh, Tua lost to Dwayne Haskins? Are you kidding me? He was supposed to be better than Dwayne Haskins. Then his draft stock will drop, and you're only going to get really a second round or third round pick for Tua when you could have just drafted Chase Young. So Mel Kiper, you just can't listen to these guys. You can't listen to Mel Kiper and guys like this just spewing just terrible takes like that. So you got to form your own opinion. We are Redskins fans. We don't have to listen to the national media. We know what's going on with our team. We watched this terrible 3-13 season. We know our team needs. We know what we've been trying to do this whole season. Basically looked like we tanked for Chase Young at one point. We could have won that Giants game easily. We could have beat the Eagles, in my opinion, to be honest with you. So it really looked like we kind of did tank for Chase Young. So for that second pick. So back on topic to let's see here. Who we're gonna talk about next? We're gonna talk about Trent. Trent's got one foot out the door. He wants $20 million. Now, you got to understand the CBA, the money is going to rise, guys. It's going to rise. So James Bradbury wants $15 million, and that's a lot for him, honestly. But you got to understand the CBA is going to rise. The cap space is going to rise. So you got to understand contracts right now. It's just like the NBA. You look at guys like John Wall signed with a $20 million contract. He was pissed because 2 years later, Reggie Jackson for the Pistons signed like a bigger deal or a deal that was like just as much or even higher than what John Wall's deal. And then John Wall 2 years later signs a Supermax deal for like $40 million per year. So, I mean, it's getting just like the NBA. Football players, they want to get paid like NBA players. That's the vibe that I'm getting. They looking at NBA players like Ezekiel Elliott, getting all the money that he's getting. Running backs wanting big money and stuff like that. They want to get paid like NBA players. They want to get paid like baseball players. I don't think that will ever happen. But NFL players, they're just tired of seeing other leagues get big money like that. And NFL players getting concussions, torn ACL, things like that. They want to get paid. It is what it is. Now, Trent Williams, him getting $20 million, being 31, the Mary Jane getting suspended for that, and the injuries and coming off a year missing football, $20 million does not seem likely. And like I said, I understand the cap is rising, so $20 million might not look as bad as we think it is 2 or 3 years down the line when the cap just keeps going up, and going up. But at the same time, it's like, Trent, I don't know if we want to give you that bread, man. We'll probably trade you. I don't think we're getting a first-round pick for him. I think we can get a third and a fifth or a second and a fifth, or maybe Njoku from the Browns, but he's injury-prone or something like that. So maybe O.J. Howard. I don't know. I don't think the Buccaneers need a left tackle. So those are the trade scenarios that I see. But Trent Williams, I think his days are done in D.C. Quentin Dunbar, I think he had a tweet the other day. I want to say today talking about James Bradbury. I could be wrong. So, but Quentin Dunbar, I think he might be staying in D.C. I could be wrong about that as well. But I think Quentin Dunbar is going to stay. I think Trent is done in D.C. But who knows what's going to happen because it's been back and forth since last year. So I'm so tired of the Trent drama. Tired of it. I'm ready for it to be over with. But this is not anything new. We knew Trent wanted a bag, and a lot of people last year were saying that even through the stuff with the growth on his head, and remember he had the interview in the locker room and the ping pong table was going back and forth in the background, and Trent was like, he doesn't trust anybody. He only trusts Dan Snyder. He doesn't like the way the team treated him with his medical things. A lot of people then weren't believing of Trent. A lot of people thought it was about the money from the jump, from the get-go, even with the stories with the growth. So, I understand Trent with the stories and stuff. Maybe they did mistreat him and things like that. But the dominating factor of the story of everything was the money. Trent wanted guaranteed money. And a lot of people were saying that. A lot of people wanted Trent to be traded anyway. We should have traded for him we should have traded him last year when we could have. But of course the GM that got fired. I think a big reason was because of Trent. And I think eventually we will trade him. We got to trade him before the draft, of course. I don't think we're going to trade him before free agency, which is March 18th. But I think we will be trading him right before the draft starts. I want to say maybe while free agency is hot, which is like March 18th through to March 25th is when the best free agents go off the board and get signed big contracts. It might happen then or a little bit after, maybe like April, maybe like the first week of April or something. I think the trade will be done for Trent, and hopefully we do get it. Hopefully we can finesse the team and get a first round pick. I don't think we will, but who knows? We could. So, in my opinion, I think we should just go with Chase Young. Get him. Now, if somebody wants to offer 4 first-round picks or 3 first-round picks, it is something to think about. And a second rounder. It has to be a second rounder as well. I know the Dolphins picks, which is 5th, 18th, and 25th. So we're going to have to get all 3 of those picks and a second-round pick and maybe a first for next year. We got to get, like I said, whatever we gave the Rams, that's what I'm looking for. It has to be something like that. And once again, the Phillip Rivers rumors are terrible. Why would you trade for Phillip Rivers when he threw 20 picks last year and his team went, 6-10 or 5-11, something like that? That's terrible. We would be going backwards. Another old stopgap quarterback. And people forget we still have Alex Smith on the books. Phillip Rivers wants big money, and that's terrible. That'd be a terrible. Just got a phone call. So, once again, a lot to talk about, man. I really want to do a live stream. I really would like to do one. I just have not had a lot of time to do one. So pretty soon we're gonna have to franchise tag Brandon Sheriff. And when we do trade Trent, it's gonna be rough, man. It is. It's gonna be rough because that left tackle position is still gonna be a question mark. I highly doubt Donald Penn is coming back. And if we draft a rookie, it's a rookie. You know, a rookie's gonna only be able to do so much at left tackle. I'm not gonna have high expectations for a left tackle rookie. For a rookie at left, I'm just not. You know, we do sign somebody like a Jack Conklin, which I don't think we're gonna be able to get him. Left tackle is a big question mark, and the offensive line is going to be a little spotty here. I mean, we'll have Sheriff and Flowers and Rouye, and Morgan Moses is inconsistent, and the left tackle will most likely be a rookie. So it's going to be tough for Dwayne Haskins. It's going to be tough. So we'll see what happens. And Ron, we trust a lot to talk about. So hail to them Skins. All right, y'all. Peace.